What's up guys, my name is Alex, and today I'm going to attempt to recreate the Hylian Tomato Pizza from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Let's go. So a bit of a debrief of the Hylian Tomato Pizza. It is one of many dishes that can be cooked within the game, but it is quest locked due to one crucial ingredient, Hateno cheese. In order to obtain Hateno cheese, you must talk to Koyan at the Hateno pasture. Once you complete said quest, you can buy the cheese at various general stores all over Hyrule for 20 rupees or trade fresh milk with Koyan in exchange for Hateno cheese. The Hylian Tomato Pizza calls for 1 Hylian tomato, 1 Tabantha wheat, and 1 Hateno cheese. Throw it all into a pot, and there you go. So my rule for recreating this dish is to have all the ingredients or the real world equivalent of said ingredient into the dish. This is a Zelda game after all and no cooking mama, so the recipe is definitely limited. But before I cook, I do my mise en place, which is the French term of putting in place or to gather. Once I mise everything out, I jump right into it. For the pizza dough, I use 3/4 cups of warm water, 1 packet of dry yeast, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, which is my Tabantha wheat, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. For the sauce, I use San Marzano whole tomatoes, 8 grams of salt, so 1 gram of salt per 100 grams of tomatoes, 4 to 6 basil leaves, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. For the toppings, I use mozzarella cheese, which is my Hateno cheese, tomatoes on the vine, which is my Hylian tomato, 1 green bell pepper, and black olives. I included green bell pepper and black olives because the in-game image does have all these toppings on it. In a warm bowl, I pour the warm water in, followed by the yeast and about 1/4 of the sugar that I mised out already. I give it a good mix and set it aside until it starts to bubble. It started to bubble for me about 10 to 12 minutes later. Once there, I put the rest of the dough ingredients in and I mix by hand. Once the flour was incorporated, I lightly flour my countertop and start to knead the dough and form a dough ball. Once the dough ball is formed, I lightly coat the inside of a bowl with the olive oil and place the dough inside. Once it's placed in the bowl, I place plastic wrap over it and set it aside for the dough to double in size. At this time, I start to preheat my oven to 450. I do this not only to cut down on time, but since I own a pizza stone, I want to have that heated up as well. As the oven is preheating, I start to make the sauce. I pour the whole can of tomatoes in the bowl, followed by the rest of the ingredients. I proceed to crush the tomatoes by hand. I do this because if I were to use a blender, it would crush up the seeds and add some bitterness to the sauce. Also, having a couple of chunks of tomatoes adds a nice texture to it. I then start to prep the toppings with the green bell pepper, black olives, tomatoes, and the cheese. About an hour and a half later, the dough has doubled in size and I start to shape it into a disc. Once done, I transfer the dough onto some parchment paper so I don't dirty up my pizza stone. And now for the toppings. My intention was to be as accurate as possible to the game, but the bell pepper was so big, so I had to break it apart. Once all said and done, I put it into the oven for about 12 minutes. And there you go. Here's my version of the Hylian Tomato Pizza. This was honestly a very fun project. If I were to change anything, I would probably slice the tomato toppings much thinner than how it's shown in game to have it cook more evenly. Also, I would definitely make the crust a little thinner, a little too thick on my part, but it still came out pretty good. At the end of the day, this isn't a New York City pizza, but I'm pretty sure Hylians are happy to have this on the menu. 10 out of 10 would definitely do again. Hey guys, this is Unscripted Me. I just wanted to say if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I've never really done anything like this. I've never made true videos with so much editing involved and all that, and it was really fun, but it took a lot longer than I expected. I don't have the most time in the world. I'm a cook. I cook for a living, so I'm very limited on time. So the fact that I took all this time on my days off just to make this is a big deal for me. But at the end of the day, I really love Zelda. I love gaming and I love cooking, and being able to combine these two passions into one thing to make something is pretty cool to me. So if you really enjoyed this, I'd really love to hear back from you guys, and maybe next time if I come up with something else, I might do another video like this in the future. Thanks.